What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Longhouse with Beer to the North. Hope you've been having a good Friday. Hope you have a good weekend coming up. Notice how I missed the fucking memo on what to wear. Apparently, these guys coordinate.
We actually didn't. It just happened.
Oh, I'm sure most of you that are going to show up in here know these three. Got Michael, Mr. Brewer. We got Scott, Bruce City Bearded. We got Jason Klein. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing
Great.
real well. Yeah,
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a little hyped up. Got my 3-hour nap in, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, Jason's gonna be like on fire tonight.
This be the one time you'll never hear Jason shut up. The rest of us aren't going to get to talk. Brewer, how you doing?
Doing good. Did some walking this morning and did some kind of like work in the afternoon. It's my day off, but I still have to do some work. Went out to dinner and took a 10-minute nap before coming on. So
10-minute nap.
yeah, that's all I had time for.
That sounds like I dozed off by accident. And you, Scott, sir?
Doing good. It's thank God it's Friday. Just enjoying because I work a 4-day work week normally, so I get Fridays off. So I was enjoying my Friday off, and then we went out for to pick up some dinner, and here we are.
Here we are. Should we say hello to some of the people that are in here? How you doing, E?
What's up, E?
Good to see you, sir. Ellie, of course, as always.
What's up,
How are
Ellie?
you doing?
Hey, Allie.
This fucking guy.
Mato. What's up, man?
Walter.
Hey,
Walter.
Walter.
See you, man.
What's up?
Hey, Walter.
A buddy of mine, Nate. I haven't seen him for a while.
Hi, Nate.
Ooh.
I met him when I went to college. I worked with him for a little while, and nowadays he works at Hormel. I'm sure most of you know what Hormel is.
Spam.
Pepperoni.
Chili.
And he got married to a Latina, and now he has his own little tribe. Becky, how you doing? You were in here before Scott was.
Yeah,
Her computer works.
yeah. She's on a phone. That's easy.
How you doing, Ken? Good
What's
to
up,
see you,
Ken?
sir.
Ken.
Curtis?
Hello, Curtis.
Philip Dowd, how you doing, sir?
Hey,
to see ya.
Philip.
What's up, Philip?
Hey.
JP, how you doing, man?
JP.
What's up, JP?
Mr. Shade, Adam Carpenter, how you doing, man?
Jade, what's up?
Hey.
He must be done working.
Must be.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Chris.
Mark?
Mark.
Mark.
Torturing Dan C.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose I bet I know what you've been doing then. Big Stu, how you doing, sir?
Stu.
Hey, Stu.
First time here. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
He's a Pittsburgh guy.
Pittsburgh.
It's one of
That
Jason's
is-
followers.
Pittsburgh. Hey, I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh,
Have
there
been
you
for
go.
many years.
All right.
Mr. Russ, of course. How
Hey,
you doing,
Russ.
sir?
Good evening to
Hey, Russ.
you, Russ.
Let's see here. What the hell is this? Ellie said. You know why people have so many kids? Poor man's Social Security. That's all you can hope for, right, Ellie?
Yeah.
Hope
Yep.
one's a genius.
Yeah.
Dan coming back tomorrow morning. What does that mean, Shane?
Wow.
I think him and Sam went somewhere. From his post on IG.
Ah, okay.
I forget where they went, but they were
Yeah,
at a
they're
zoo
in-
today.
They're in North Carolina at
Yeah.
Shade's house doing the tattoos.
Oh.
So it must be tomorrow's day 2. of tattooing.
Gotcha. Working on that sleeve.
Yep.
All right, fine. You know, guys, I don't fucking stalk Dan C. Come on now. I don't know what he does. So, the bearded respect. What started?
Yeah. That guy. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I was just looking for a partner, looking to do a stream, and me and Jason happened upon each other, and the content coach, whatever you want to call him, he's got 20 names, but he was doing content creation back then, and we did a stream with him show, and it just took off from there.
So it was during the time where he was doing like the come stream with me kind of thing to get used to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually both on the same I think that was his first episode.
Yeah, his first.
With me. And we were actually both on that same night. And the whole reason I wanted to do it was because Tyson wanted to have me on, what the hell was that called? Copper Lodge.
The lodge?
Yeah, he wanted to have me on the lodge, and I'm like, oh fuck, you know. I never done no streaming and shit like that. I don't know what I'm doing. So then when Ken announced that and stuff, I reached out to him. And I was just on my phone when I did that. And I just wanted to get out there and get a little familiar with the shit. And so then I did Tyson's show. And then me and Scott both went on with Nate from Ferocious. Mm-hmm. Scott was 1 week. I was the next week. And I had done some IG lives and stuff, and I went back on Ken's show, like I don't know how much later it was, but I went back on his show to do an update on how things were going, and Scott happened to make a comment. Well, I think Ken asked Scott how things were going, if he was, you know, hey Dagan,
how we doing, Dagan?
If he was getting ready to start his stream and whatnot, and he said he was kind of looking for a partner. So before I reached out to Scott, I talked to my wife to see what she thought, and she goes, I don't care. And I says, okay. So then I reached out to Scott, and the rest is history. Kinda, until this guy come along.
So you had done some IG lives, you said. I haven't looked back on your past on anything you guys have done. Have you guys done like review type stuff or vlogging, or what type of stuff have you guys done?
I did my IG lives. I did do some unboxing. That's what kind of got me started. And just, it wasn't really a review per se. I wouldn't call it that. I would do an unboxing and then, you know, say what I thought about the scents and whatnot, but I also did some that were dog related, like when I was taking Winston to the vet when he had cancer and had to put him down and shit. And I think I did a live when we took Clementine out to Ohio to get knocked up, but yeah, I haven't done a live in a while on IG. Yeah.
So you were basically just doing some vlogging, basically.
Yeah. Just bullshitting.
Yeah. That's kind of how I started doing it too. How about you, Scott? How'd you get involved?
I had some stuff on my Brew City Bearded channel, some reviews and stuff that I did.
Need to do more.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, nothing major. And Jason, he actually was the first guy who did an unboxing with Juan from Anointed.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's actually relatively new-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he reached out to me one day. He started following me and reached out to me and wanted to send me some stuff because I think I did a couple other unboxings, and he reached out, and because he was just getting into the IG, and was trying to like everybody to get on the in the group and get things going, and he reached out to me, and I talked to him a little bit. I asked him how long he had been doing it, creating his stuff, and seemed like a pretty nice guy. I said, yeah, if you want to send me something, he said, well, look on the website and see what you might want to try. So I picked a couple, and shit, they were pretty good. They smelled nice, and they worked good. So yeah, but yeah, I was the first one to be out there with one.
Yeah. Everybody listen to this fucking dickhead. just listen to that. Go and do that.
I already
Appreciate it. So where did you come along then, Brewer?
Yeah, so I met these guys through Copper John's, actually. So Tyson invited me out to his retreat, and I was like, hell yeah, because it's in Wyoming, and I live in Wyoming. So I was like, yeah, I'll go to it. And we had this little group chat of people that were going, and Jason kind of connected with me and say, hey, do you want to try to, I think we were talking about getting a hotel room together, like a place to stay together. I think that's how it originally started. And then just kind of talking back and forth, and convinced him just to fly to Denver, and I'd pick him up, and we'd drive out together, because just to save on costs, because it does cost quite a bit to fly to Jackson Hole, because it's not like there's no airport that goes directly there. You have to make a couple stops, and then I think like a day before Jason came, Scott was like, hey, I'm going to come too. Like, it was pretty much last minute, I think, for Scott to
fuck it, why not?
Come on.
I kept going. I'm going. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going. No.
So I picked them both up at the airport, and they endured long drive to Jackson Hole with me, and I think I just convinced them to get me on the show.
And
I think when we got back and we kind of did a recap of the journey and the trip, we had you on as a guest.
Yeah.
And then Scott asked me, what do you think about having this guy on the show with us? I said, fuck yeah. I mean, he great guy, great guy. I mean, to invite us into his house like he did, and and spend that week with him. Well, a couple of days there, a few days with him. Yeah. It was great. It was great. We just clicked.
Yeah, very lucky that we just clicked, because 7-hour drive one way. They were staying in my house, but we hit it off. Like, it was like, we spent a lot of time, learned about each other, and I was like, yeah, good man.
Now, I'm going to tell this little story. It's been said before. Some of you guys might have heard it. You might have heard it and forgot about it. But the whole time when me and Mike first started conversing, he posted in that group chat about, hey, I got a room if somebody wants to bunk up and stuff. So I telling my wife, I'm going to reach out. And then, of course, she's all worried. She worries. She just worries. But she's like, well, you better make sure he's going to go, because you don't want to spend the money and then go and him not show up and this and that. And I says, people in the beard community, 95% of them are fucking down to earth, true hearted guys, I says, I'm not worried about it. But then, later on, getting closer to fly out there, and she's like, what if he's a serial killer? And then a joke come up. I said, what's the chances of two serial killers being together at the same time?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Nah, Mark, it's Friday. We're right on Friday. Remember, everyone deployed.
How you doing, Tara? What she said earlier is you guys not being Crips. That
You're right.
Yeah.
that was pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a 3-hour nap, Tara.
Yeah.
So he's raring to go.
Yeah.
So a 7-hour drive, and then you stay at Brewer's house. Was there ever like a, I am fucking sick of you guys at
No.
all?
No,
Never?
no.
Not that I'm aware of.
No. Like for me, it was good company because I was driving. Like it was really good company. We had good conversations. Jason and I split a hotel room, and Scott stayed at a different hotel. If you want to call it that. But we met up every day, and then we did the activities with the Copper Johns, and then on our way back, we kind of did some sightseeing on the way back, so it took a little bit longer, but then stayed at my house, and then to Denver, it's like an hour and a half, so that wasn't that long, but we stayed at my house before and after the Jackson Hole trip.
How you doing, Eric? Good to see you, sir.
What's up?
Because that is far too much people time. It's one of those things I don't care how well or good friends we are, especially the 7 hours in a car thing. Fuck no.
Yeah.
So, kudos to you guys.
Well, then on the trip, we also spent a lot of time together, separated from the guys who were staying in the Airbnb out in Idaho.
Right.
Yeah.
We're the outsiders.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it when I say that, but
Yeah, Tyson was pissed off. We were the outsiders.
yeah.
Tyson's Tyson. Everybody loves Tyson. He was giving me shit not too long ago about how he was going to be not in Iowa, but the state below that. I can't think of it now. Thing for his daughter for gymnastics.
Oh, the gymnastics.
And he's telling me how I need to go down there and meet him. And I told him I'd meet you halfway in Iowa somewhere, maybe.
A long ways.
I'm not driving all the fucking way down there because the second thing I hate the most next to people is driving in a car for a long period of time. So he kind of let it go now. So once I said no, this unless you want to do it this way,
Right.
nope.
Yeah.
But that's why I think there's like 2 people I know in the whole beard world thing that we got going that are even anywhere near me.
Mm-hmm.
You got Dave Ambitions, who's not even technically involved in any of this anymore.
Right.
He lives up in Anoka, which is about 2 hours from me. And Jason Murray, I think is his last name. He just kind of on the outside, I guess you could say, comments now and then on my stuff. He's in Minnesota, but I don't even know where. I just know he's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably not too far away. Maybe a little farther than that, but
Well, that's another thing. I don't even know. You're in Wyoming.
I'm in Wyoming, yeah.
I don't know where these 2 are.
Milwaukee.
You're in Milwaukee. Okay.
And I'm just I'm about 50 miles east of Pittsburgh.
Okay, so you're a ways away.
Yeah.
So Milwaukee's not too far from Minnesota, though.
It's
I mean, depending on
from
what part of
Minnesota.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in South Central. I'm right. I can piss into Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I went to Milwaukee a couple of times for some shows at the Rave. So
Yep. Yeah, that's not too far away from here.
I've been there. Long fucking car ride. I know that because it's 2.5, almost 3 hours from where I'm at to the border.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So Mike and I make the trip to Utah and go driving. Yeah, see, no. I especially couldn't do it with my wife. When her and I were on our honeymoon consisted of we're just going to get in the car and drive. Oh, cool. And we just started going, and we ended the trip in Deadwood, South Dakota.
Yeah.
And that was
He went quite a ways.
well, the trip out there wasn't too bad because we made stops on the way,
Yeah.
sightseeing stuff and all that. But I drove the whole 12 hours straight all the way back,
Yeah.
and that was hell.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never want to do that again.
Well, come September, me and my wife are going to be driving about 9.5 hours to go to Nashville.
For
So the three of us are all going to be in a beard competition.
Yep, in Nashville.
well, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a good time.
Yeah, I think ever since we went to Jackson Hole, I think the three of us should at least meet up every year.
Yeah.
At least once a year. So this will be
Yep.
a good time for us to meet up. Hey, Gary.
What's going on, Gary? And Mr. Dad Joke. How you doing, sir?
Perez. Gary, what's up?
And me and Michael were lucky enough to get to go to nationals. It was not far away from where Michael lives.
Yeah. Yeah. So Casper's like 2.5 hours north for me. So Scott came back out to Wyoming and we went to nationals, and it was a good time. It was fun. Like these competitions, like I don't expect to win, but they're fun. They're just kind of like hanging out with bearded guys and seeing like amazing beards, amazing mustache.
Well, that's the majority of the reason to go, is just to go have some fun. Who really cares if you win or lose, kind of that.
Yeah. It is a weekend, right?
It's a Saturday, yeah.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
September 9th? Is that the right date?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I was already planning to go to Nashville because I have a conference to go to for work. And it just came up. Like I saw that there's going to be a beard competition in Nashville at the same time I'm there. So I'm like, hey. So we kind of developed this little outing for us, and we got some activities planned. Right, Scott?
Yes. And for me and Becky, it kind of works out because her son last fall moved to Nashville for work.
Okay, so you can kind of double dip there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, it's not very many guys, I guess you could say, in the little niche that we got have that close of a friendship, I guess you could say, where you are actively, the three of you, trying to get a time set up to where you all go do something together at least once a year or twice a year or something.
Mm.
Because I don't count the big meetups like what Dan does and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
People are going to show up to that, of course, but I mean, it's not like a planned with a couple friends kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good that you guys have that. There's a lot of people that are backstabbing each other in this shit. So
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
No, we're lucky.
yeah. And we're always texting with each other. And
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
so we keep in pretty close contact.
I know my wife, Becky, is like best friends with Melissa
Oh, yeah.
of Beard Mode. They
They
are,
hit it off really good on your show.
yeah, they just constant. She's like, yeah, Melissa this, Melissa that, and it's all right, cool. But it's good for her to have that, because one of the biggest things we were worried about when we moved out here into the country, because she's from the city.
Mm.
Yeah.
And we did it her way for a little while. Then that didn't work out, so we're going to do it my way.
Mm.
When we moved out here to the country, one of our biggest worries was how she was going to handle being alone,
Right.
Yeah.
And-
Solitude. Yeah.
Yeah. And shit. We were just walking up the driveway a couple days ago from getting the mail, and she's like, so glad you convinced me to move out here.
Yeah.
But as long as she's got people that she can at least talk to, I know our neighbors are great people. They've helped us out a lot. They're around our age, so her and his wife, her Erica is her name. They're good friends. We just don't hang out with them that much because they are. You want to talk about having a busy schedule? Holy shit! Like they have no time to do anything between 3 kids. He works full time at, I think it's an ethanol place. On top of they farm and they raise livestock.
Yeah.
I mean, they have, I want to say 100 head of cattle, plus sheep, plus chickens. They had like 14 dogs at one time because
Wow.
they decided not to neuter the male they had.
What a stud.
Yeah. They're busy all the time. So when we get a chance to hang out with them, we try. But yeah, and this is right here. Miss Nightmare, how you doing? Peaceful is what's really nice. It's true. Being out here in the middle of nowhere, when I step outside and all I can hear is birds and the wind.
I would love that.
Fuck.
Yeah, sometimes I miss that.
Yeah.
Living in the city, we hear
Sucks.
sirens all the time.
Oh yeah.
I do not miss it. The only thing that I miss is delivery food.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
thing I miss.
Yeah. We have one pizza place here that'll deliver. But
Funny, Carrie. Terry, he will sit there and listen the entire show, and if I say something that he can pick me apart on, he will.
It's true friendship.
But I appreciate you being here, Carrie. Thank you. So, you guys, you don't do like reviews or anything like that together, do you?
No.
Do you guys do any separately?
Just Scott.
Just Scott?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, how you doing, Aldemir? Good to see you, sir.
Yeah.
Vladimir.
Jason, go ahead.
I just never, I don't know, watching the other guys that do reviews or did reviews, like the Cousins, when they did it, and of course Dan C and Sam and Mo used to do it, all these guys that did it or used to do it. I don't know. I don't have a nose for shit, so I mean, all I can say is if I smell something, I can say if I like it or not. I don't know. I can't say, oh, I can smell the fucking bergamot, or I can smell this, or I just know if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. So I don't like doing reviews.
Eric, you need to come out to Nashville. I saw you put down you're like 2 hours away from there. So
Yeah.
in September we'll be there. It'd be awesome to meet you. He's pretty active on the Facebook group. I can't remember what the name of the group is, but he's pretty active on there.
It was a happy accident.
They say it's a happy accident. I don't know if I fucking believe that or not.
Well, I think Scott and I usually wear red on Fridays. So and Jason does once in a while. But it just, it's Friday. So
because I noticed the reason why I ask about that is because like you guys have affiliate codes and you're even like sponsored by Educated, right? That's what I.
Yes.
Yep.
So how is that split up? I guess you could say, if it is
it just goes to the channel.
just to the channel.
Yeah.
So it just goes to Scott.
Yeah.
I pay for the subscriptions, and then the money just goes back
Yeah,
wherever I paid from.
Scott has purchased like, editing tools and, upgraded on the video platform, and that's a monthly cost. So whatever comes in, it goes to Scott.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because it
yeah,
doesn't. Does it cost anything to be on that like Rumble you have, or
No.
does the restream that you said you're on, does that cost anything?
We pay for that because we use a lot of upgraded features, but
Right.
and
you guys
so
have like the 10-minute long fucking intro video.
and just actually that software is actually not that bad for our intros, but just the stuff a couple like with Restream we have where it saves all our recorded shows. So I've got a hard drive I transfer all those shows to, so we have all our shows on hard drive. So
Right. Yeah, and I'd looked at like what the paid version of StreamYard is and what comes with it and all that. And I know that like even to stream in 1080p, it's got to be on the paid version, and
right.
removing the watermark, and you can have the overlays and all that stuff, and it, like you said, it records your stuff. So I'm assuming it's kind of along the same lines then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then we use Canva for the graphics, and I did originally start off with all the Adobe products, but I got sick of paying for those, so I got rid of those.
I get that.
Yeah, Adobe can be really expensive.
Yeah, well, the editing tool that I was using for doing my videos and stuff, it was supposed to be a one-time fee, right?
Yeah.
Well, then I get an email from them saying that your $20 a month subscription, which I was like, what the fuck, is now being upped to $120 a month.
Wow.
Holy
And
shit.
that was a really quick unsubscribe and
Right.
fucking delete.
Wow.
Yes, it was considered supposedly the best editing app to have on mobile, because that's what I was doing all my stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, well, apparently that got to their head, and they went, well, we should charge a whole lot more money for this if it's the best rated by a whole bunch of different people.
Right.
Mhm.
But in the long run, I bet they're going to probably drop that back down, because I don't know who in their right fucking mind is going to pay that much.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably more than Adobe is for like a monthly subscription for all their programs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was KineMaster that I was using. And yeah, I told them to fuck right off after that. And now I use the editing app LumaFusion.
Okay.
That was an actual one-time fee of $30, and that's it.
That's not bad.
No, especially to have it from now on. It was a
Right.
one-time thing.
Yeah.
And I have used, I've used Canva. I know you guys said you use Canva.
Yeah, Scott
I
uses
don't-
Canva. I've
Yeah,
tried.
I don't know how to fucking work it. Yeah.
I've tried to walk them through. I'm like, this ain't that bad.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could be like Dagan and use OBS.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. For me to do the same stuff I do takes me longer.
And the other part of that is having a decent computer that can handle it too. I'm using a fucking 10-year-old laptop, and I'm using my phone as my webcam.
Mm.
because the webcam on this thing actually has a webcam, and it is dog shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, those normally aren't that great.
Hmm.
I don't know if Michael's using his off his
Yeah, I'm still using my laptop camera.
yeah.
Well, it looks a hell of a lot better. Like mine, I'm a pixelated. I look like something off the old Nintendo.
Well, he's got a
This is
brand new Apple.
This is a brand new Apple.
No.
I'm iPhone.
Yeah, I'm an iPhone guy too. Oh,
How about you, Dan?
Chris
How
knows
about you,
that,
Dan?
but
I'm Android.
But I'm not on an Apple computer.
I'm Android. My wife is Apple. She's Apple everything, and I'm Apple nothing.
Same here. I mean, my
does
wife
she
is
tolerate you?
Android.
I ask myself that a lot.
my whole
I think-
family's Apple. My wife, my kids, my mom, my aunt, everyone.
Nope.
I was surprised a few years ago. My mom and dad, they were getting new cell phones because I'm Android. My wife's Android. Of course, the kids are Apple, but my mom and dad both got apples, and I'm like, oh man, that shocked the shit out of me that they got apples. But
They just
yeah, I
want
don't know. The kids will come over with the phone, and I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck to use it. It's just, I mean, I've always been Android, so I mean, you upgrade and get new phones, and it'll do more and more shit, but it's still the same. It's still pretty much the same. Everything's the same. It just,
Jason, I'm surprised you don't have one of those ladybug phones.
what the hell?
The big
Yeah.
huge ass numbers and everything, you know?
No, I got these now, so I don't have
You gotta. You might get that free with your AARP.
Yeah, I know. What's that other one? Cellular One. They're another one that advertises in AARP.
Have a
Thanks,
good one,
Eric.
Eric. Thanks for stopping
All right,
in,
good
man.
night. Yeah.
Well, see, Shade, I do know that the Apple shit is good for the art and all that stuff. I know they have better.
Yeah,
better
I'm seeing a
tools.
lot of tattoo artists use the iPads. A lot.
Well, him and I were talking not too long ago about the old school drawing versus the new school using iPads and tablets and stuff, and he's like, I don't even bother with it. The guys that I have in my shop, they can deal with it. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, Walter knows. I think it's called a jitterbug. Was
Yes,
It might
that's what
be.
it was called.
It might
The
be.
jitterbug.
it? Yeah.
You're one step away from wearing the life alert necklace.
Oh man.
Oh.
Oh, it's funny. The fuck is an abacus?
That's where you
what
move
them
the
Chinese-
beads.
Yeah, the Chinese people using beads calculator.
Oh.
Like when you're first learning to count, they have the beads on the.
Yeah,
Or
the
that's what that
rack,
thing
it's
is
got
called?
Yes,
so
that's what
many-
it's called.
Chinese calculator.
An abacus. Well, considering I'm the youngest fucker on the screen right now, Carrie.
I'm the second youngest.
Actually, I learned to count with P-Rock, actually. That's what I learned to count with, not corn.
Yeah, that what official Ken says there. That's one thing about living in the country too. You don't have to dial 911. You call 811.
There ain't no dialing nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's 8-1?
Well, 811 is what you dial when you're going to dig to make sure you don't hit any
Oh.
utilities. So
Oh,
you dial.
I thought 811 was for suicide.
No, that's 988.
Oh, okay. See, they got too many numbers already.
Yeah, you call 811 to make sure you don't hit any utilities when you dig the hole to bury the fucker. You
No,
know?
you don't want to call nobody because then you leave a trail. I got 6.5 acres. I'm sure I can find a corner where there's nothing.
Yeah.
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 That corn looks different. No.
No, I didn't even know that's what it was called. Yeah, see, Shade knows what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. We're
I
learning.
I do when I'm allowed.
Hey, Becky, hit the live button.
Oh, you should hear me at work. Unfiltered big time.
Ken, you've done some research, haven't you?
There you go. Ken, you're not digging 10 feet down in Hawaii, though. I know that for sure. All that lava rock.
Well, it's either lava or you're hitting the ocean.
Yeah.
Yes, Carrie. Yes, you're teaching what an abacus is. To me, anyway. And Walter, I wouldn't fuck with those things. I watch too much of that scary shit on YouTube that I wouldn't fuck with a Ouija board.
I played with Texas Instruments, not abacus.
Yes, I had Texas Instruments too, and that was back, all the way up till it was at the mid 2000s. They were always teaching you're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket, so you got to learn how to do it in your head.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now everyone has a calculator.
Right.
Yeah, what was the Commodore 64? Was that the Texas Instruments computer? The big
No.
one?
No.
It was like this little square thing, and like you learn to spell on it and
Oh,
Speak
do
and
math
spell?
problems on it. It was a learning thing.
A speak and spell?
Well, no, I don't think it was like that. But the movie E.T. had a Texas Instruments. E.T.
Yes,
used it to phone home.
See, Ken, you run the risk of them floating back, unless you're tying something on.
Yeah.
I think they'd be pretty well eaten.
Cement
Underwater.
their shoes.
The sharks will take care of them.
You hope. My wife watches the crime shit, like that whole, meme about how women, when they're watching a scary movie, they're freaked out, but they can watch crime, murder, mysteries, and all that shit like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Becky does.
Yeah.
I don't know how much shit I've learned about.
Yeah. I've been watching this one true crime basically show. It's called Based on a True Story or something like that. And they start a podcast, but one of the guys who's on the podcast is actually a serial killer.
Hmm.
It's kind of interesting.
I was watching that the other night.
Yeah.
Is that a no? That's a TV show, right? That's It's not an actual
Yeah.
like.
That's on Paramount. No, Peacock, I think.
Okay, she watches all the fucking true shit. Like,
Yeah.
there's only one thing that I've learned that I could get away with it. I know I could because there's a big hog farm just down the road from me.
Right.
Oh, they eat anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when my dad was working at the rendering plant, he used to joke all the time that he could make somebody disappear.
Mm-hmm.
They just throw you in the grinder and grind you up with the rest of the dead shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what spam is.
That is, I've seen what spam is made of. I've seen how it's made.
Have you been to the Spam Museum?
Yes, I have.
I just
It
recently
is.
found out that was such a thing.
Yes, it is, and it is nothing to be.
So I should make the
Excited
trip
about.
out just to go see that.
I mean, it's your money, I guess, your time. No, because I worked for their slaughter plant
Yeah.
for 5 years, and let's just say I didn't eat hot dogs for a long time.
Yeah, like do you eat anything ham or anything processed like that?
Oh yeah,
You
know,
do?
I saw it. I saw how it's all made and where it comes from, and I tell people all the time, you don't want to know where your hot dogs come from.
Right.
Yeah.
And just well,
You still eat it?
yeah, it took me a long time to get back to eating hot dogs because hot dogs are just good. They're just that good. Yes, I know what's in them, but people,
You like 'em.
you know, I like them. I can't help it, even though I do know what's there, what's in
Right.
it, how it's
Right.
made. It took me a while, but I got past it. But I'll never eat spam.
Well, that's I've been around where they can like vegetables and stuff locally here, and I always tell them, you'll never eat canned vegetables again if you go through that place.
Why?
Oh,
What's in canned vegetables?
just you don't want to smell the silage, and
No.
that place is it's just awful.
Well, factories generally smell. I mean, did you ever drive by a paper factory?
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
yeah, they stink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine living in a town with a paper factory.
Oh, man.
How you doing, Travis? Thanks for stopping in, man.
What's up, Travis?
Hey, Travis.
And
Yeah, I've never
Walter,
tried spam. I've never had spam.
Really?
Yeah, it disgusts me. Like it's gross. But
as
and
it
when I
should.
lived in Hawaii, there was literally aisles, like an aisle dedicated to spam because they love spam out there. Like it's in all their dishes.
Yep.
I've
How you doing,
never. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Jay?
I've never just I've seen commercials where they'll just slice a spam and grill it or
Mhm.
fry it up there. Now I don't eat it that way. The only way I eat spam is I take like 2 pound of hamburger, 1 can of spam, a can of tomato paste, and a bunch of mozzarella cheese, and grind that spam up. Cook your meat and add that all together. We called pizza burgers. When I was in school, we used to have what they called pizza burgers. I don't know if anybody else in the country ever had pizza burgers, but it was just an open face sandwich. So you take like half the bun and you scoop that shit on there and spread it on there on a toasted bun and
How you doing,
you
Matt?
Hey, Matt.
And fuck you too.
And yeah, so that's the only way I eat spam. So it's all ground up and mixed with other shit. But I mean, yeah, whatever's in spam's still in there, but I just don't want to think about it. The one thing that does kind of gross me out when I dump it out of the can and there's that fucking gellulous fucking shit covered all over it. That's like, what the hell is that shit? You know,
You lick it.
No,
That's
I don't
the-
lick it.
That's the preservative shit they put in there to make sure it stays good for 50 years.
100 years,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
when I was working at the plant, I did sanitation for the first 3 years, and there were two main areas that were the worst. One was D hair, which think like, remember the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton when he's fighting the Joker in the warehouse or the factory area? That is exactly what D hair looked like here. And there were just long troughs of scalding hot water that the hogs were dragged through to get all the hair and all that shit off. Having to clean that, and not to mention the smell from that. And then they had what was called the casing room, which there was 6 machines set up where they ran the intestines through them, and it squeezed everything out of them. There was more worms than there was shit. And then that's what, like your bratwursts are
Right.
cased in.
Yeah.
And then I had to go down in the
I could
blood
have thought
room.
of that though. How can we make this meat packed?
We'll use its intestines.
Right. I mean, that's like centuries old. Like that's like how it
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, that's how it started. And it's like, and they still do it.
They still do it. Yep, they still do it. And they had what was called the blood room, which when the hogs were on the line, and I worked mostly in the skinning room, and they had these troughs that they went down a chute, and the blood room was underneath that, and we would have to go down and unplug the chute sometimes when the skin would get all balled up. Well, it was like my 3rd week working there that I ended up going down there with one of the guys that was training me. And we go down there, and it's knee-high blood and water. It's so backed up down there. And he's like, "Well, grab that ladder." Because in order to get to the chutes, you needed the ladder. Well, we climb up the ladder, and we just start pulling that shit down all over you when it lets loose.
Jeez.
Blood, skin, fat, everything. It's a fantastic job to have. I will tell you
Sounds that way.
I hate hogs with a passion because I grew up with them. My family did hogs, and then I had that job. And for the last 2 years that I was working there, it was I was out in the barn, and hogs just suck. I just fucking hate pigs so much. I'd be happy to never see one ever again. But that's why I enjoy eating them so much.
I got to help dissect one once when I was in the Army. I was working in Army research, and the 2 doctors, they were just like researching how this one medication affected the liver. And I guess with the hog, it's the closest, like as far as the organs are, they're as close to the human. So,
Yep.
that was pretty interesting.
I think, and it's the same with like their something to do with their flesh and their skin too. That's why, like, that's a good question to ask Shade if he ever practiced on tattooing on a pig skin.
Yeah.
Raining blood. What is BYD? Oh, Bury Your Dead. Ever see Bury Your Dead live? No, I did not. No, I never got to see them. Did I bring the job home with me? As far as bring a pig home with me? Fuck no.
Or the blood.
Absolutely not. See, he has tattooed pigskin. Yep.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You can get a pig heart.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I've seen them talking about doing transplant. Big
Oh.
in the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that for the longest time they were using the valves in the tube, like the artery tubes, to replace. Yeah, I know that is true. I mean, that is true. Wild hogs are drastically different than the domesticated hog that we have.
Aldemir, I bet you see a lot of wild hogs out where you live.
Probably.
No, there is. There is. Well, at least on Oahu, there is. I
Yeah.
can't remember what island Aldemir lives on, but Oahu's got a lot of wild hogs.
Never wrestle a pig. You will both get dirty and the pig will
Oh boy.
How about pigs as a pet? Would you ever have a pig as a pet?
No, my wife thought it'd be a grand idea to have a potbelly pig, and I told her, no, never. You know, because she'd see those fucking videos on TikTok or something, and somebody'd have a baby one, a piglet, and she'd just be like, it was almost like she got baby fever from it. Just like, I have to have it. No. I did not know that, Ken. So you know plenty about it then, huh?
Well,
piglets are not cute, Ellie. Ever. You know what the scariest thing is to try to do? When my grandma and my uncles, they all raised hogs. And the scariest thing to do is when it's time to castrate is trying to grab piglets from a full-grown sow.
yeah.
It is. She will rip your hand off if she gets a hold of you. And I mean, they'll jump the gate, and you know, a lot of the hogs that you would see like on a farm right now, as opposed to old school farms where there was old school breeding, like putting a boar in with a bunch of sows. When they're full grown, they can weigh 1,000 pounds. Whereas a lot of the hogs you see at like a fairway or like a finisher barn right now, like the hogs we eat, they're only 6 months old, maybe. And they're fed fucking steroids from the time that they're weaned from the mom to get so big so fast, because that's not natural growth. In 6 months, they're not going to be as big as they are. They weigh probably 250, 300 pounds by the time they go to butcher. But full-grown ones, I mean, their boars can be 1,200 pounds.
Do you think there's farms out there that don't pump their hogs with steroids, to sell for meat?
Maybe, but they'd be real small, like raised for themselves, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to be big enough to sell to whoever. You know.
No, because a lot of. Go ahead.
Like I get a subscription for meat. Like I order Butcher Box, which is supposed to be like, all their pork, meat, the beef, everything is, steroid free, antibiotic free, grass fed, all that stuff. So I just wonder, because definitely that's a small like market. Like you're not making, like that farmer's not making that much, like raising that like in that style, because he can't. It's not like a factory.
Right. Yeah. A lot of like today's age, how industrialized it is.
Right.
Like maybe some of the old school farms that do, because when you see the grass fed, no whatever, it's bullshit. It's a lie. I'm going to tell you that right now. The guys that maybe do still raise like that, they take it to a slaughterhouse that takes all the big industry stuff too. So the 15 to 20 hogs that they bring in get mixed in with the other 9,500
Mhm.
that get slaughtered that day.
All right.
Because that, I mean, we did that all the time. When I was working in the barn, we were per shift, we were going through about 10,000, give or take. And yeah, there would be some guys like local farmers that would bring in, maybe 20, 25 head. And they just get mixed right in with all the rest of them.
All right.
I think the worst ones I ever dealt with were fair hogs, because they're so docile and so tame that as the driver, you always relied on them being scared of you because they'd run away from you. Well, these fuckers just walk up to you and just like, hey, how you doing? And rub on you and stuff. They're like a dog. Not to mention they're built like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All right.
They're not fat. They look like freaking bulldogs. And you had to be careful because, I know my knees are shot for the rest of my life after working there. Well, that's a tradition down there, isn't that, Ken? Smoking, like, do you do the whole underground
The coals,
cooking, the coals and all that stuff?
Yeah, like they do it right on a beach. Dig a hole in the beach and get some hot coals and then cover it up. And 8 hours later, you got a nice smoked pig.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, the chicken farming is even worse than poultry and all that stuff. Those chickens aren't meant to be that big as fast as they are, where they can't fucking walk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's called, huh? That'd be cool to experience that one time.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with ground beef, your hamburger and stuff. There could be 100 different cattle in that 1 pound of beef you get.
Yeah.
That's another thing is the guys that they pay them by carcass weight. So that's how like the big industries like Hormel and stuff are making hand over fist on money, and then they keep their thumb on the farmers because sure, they bring the live hog in, weighs 250 to 300 pounds. They don't pay them by that weight. They pay them by processed weight when they're hanging.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they fuck everybody. And then they sell every single piece of that hog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Every single bit of it.
Hot dogs.
Exactly. They make money on literally every single bit of that pig.
Right. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's cool.
My cousin is married to a guy that's a butcher. We get all of our stuff from him.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. Like you have your own farm, you raise your own food, but and you can do that just like grass fed, no hormones, no nothing, and do your own stuff, and that's like really good for you. But how can like a farm do that for so many people, like multiple people? It doesn't seem like possible.
Not these days.
Yeah, I mean too many people.
Yeah,
I mean, 350 million people in America. You know,
way too many fucking people.
That's why we get our beef from Mexico, right?
I mean, our country outsources basically everything in your daily life. So
right. right?
Yeah, it's unless you're trying to like go off grid and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Have your own. I mean, you could do it. Have your own garden. The only thing you're going to have to get used to is no electricity. Unless you figure out how to generate it yourself.
Solar panels.
That's true. Solar panels, that is true.
He would know.
I have solar panels.
You have solar panels? Does it make a difference?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, yes, on sunny days. So in Wyoming, there's I don't know, like 200 days of sunshine, and during the day, I don't pay for electricity. Like, it's all from solar. At night, I pay for electricity. So you try to not use as much electricity during the night. Try to use it all during the day. You know, but yeah. And then I get like a little refund from the electric company.
So in order to do that, how big do you need the setup to be?
I don't know. Because I bought the house with the solar panels. So I didn't do any of the planning. And when I bought the house, the guy had just put the solar panels on there. But just looking at I can look at how much power I'm getting from it, and I'm not using any electric during the day. And the energy I get from the solar panels, what I don't use, is also funneled to the electric company that they use for other things. And then they give me like some money for that. Not much.
Do you have like a battery backup? Does it store? Okay, it doesn't.
No.
Okay.
No. And most people don't. You would think so. Like, you would think that would be awesome to have. And yeah, I do too, but it's way too expensive and way too hard to maintain safely.
Yeah.
So, and if the electric goes out during the day, then I can't use the solar either.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have to have like a generator to connect to the solar panels to operate your house, which is doable. I mean, that's like $3,000. But just if you don't have the generator, I mean, you need the electric company to distribute the energy from the solar panels. Like, it's all connected.
Okay. That seems like they still kind of.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you lived off the grid and you had no electric, I think you could like wire your house with solar panels and just have energy during the day.
I know there are people that do it.
Battery packs and then store energy. I mean, I'm sure it's very doable, but when you have a house that has electric and solar, I think that's when it becomes complicated.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who live off the grid have the battery system where
probably
store up the power.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of the people that do like the tiny house shit.
Yeah.
I know they do a lot of that. And then you can go as far as collecting rainwater and all that stuff. It's very doable.
Yeah. One thing that I often wonder about, though, is with these electric cars, right? Why do they have to be charged? Why do they have to be charged?
Because they need to make money off of you somehow.
Like, why doesn't the wheels turning generate energy to go back into the battery pack?
Because then they wouldn't make any money off of you.
I know that's the true answer.
See, my thing is, why can't you just have solar panels on the roof to keep your car going?
That too. But if it's a cloudy day, then it doesn't work. But the wheels are turning. Like, I mean, that's how a lot of electricity is produced, is by turning things. Like Niagara Falls produces a lot of electricity for New York, and they have these things in the waterfalls that turn to produce that energy. It's like,
Well, here we have all those windmills.
Yeah, windmills.
But we don't get any electricity in Wisconsin. It all gets shipped to Illinois.
Oh. Chicago needs it.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
I think that's the most ridiculous thing.
Isn't it? They popped up wind farms
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
all over southern Minnesota. I mean, and northern Iowa. You look out on the horizon at night, and all you see is little red blips from the lights from them. And yeah, we don't get any of that. It all gets shipped somewhere else.
The only thing that they benefit from is the property owner gets a check.
Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. It's fucking stupid. But yeah,
I
I
always
mean,
chuckle when I drive by them and like one of them's not turning.
Mhm.
I always tell my kids the diesel engine up there is out of gas.
like on the electric car thing, which in my opinion is a complete fucking joke. But I think what they were estimating one battery costs to make for your electric car is in like the $30,000 to $40,000 range.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What it costs to mine the minerals and shit to build those is in the hundreds of thousands, because they still need to run those giant diesel machines to do the mining.
All right.
Yep.
Because those machines are not going to run on no fucking battery.
Nope.
So it's the Green New Deal is
A joke, like you said.
But none of those minerals come from the U.S. They all come from Asia
Mexico.
and
Mexico has huge lithium stores. That's where they get it. Or South America, and that's where they get it.
Yeah.
Lithium, by the way, I hope they never run out of it. It's a wonderful drug. It's one of my favorites.
So that's why you're always so
well, I don't
chill. Huh?
I don't take it personally.
You prescribe it?
I prescribe it. And it works wonders. Lithium used to be in 7-Up.
Really?
That's how 7-Up got its name. Was on a periodic table, lithium's like 6.9. That wasn't catchy, so they said 7-Up. And they took the lithium out of the 7-Up.
I wonder why my grandparents always bought 7-Up.
So kind of like how cocaine used to be in Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the original Coke.
The original Coke. Yeah. Oh.
Now, our welding supplier, they got a couple electric trucks now, and the only reason they did that was because they have salesmen that go out every day, and so they got a couple electric pickups just for doing that, because with the price of gas, I mean, they are saving money that way. But I mean, the initial cost of the vehicles are a little more, and I forget. I asked them the other day. I was down there, and I asked them about, well, how much did your electric bill go up? And they said like $80 a month, which compared to buying gas to fill that fucking truck up every other day, So, but that's it. Because I asked him, I said, "Is your owner that big into the fucking green movement?" Or he goes, "No, he was just tired of the fucking gas bill." So,
yeah, I believe that. I drove the 32-foot straight truck for the company that I used to work for, and it was about every 2 days I had to fill that fucker up, and it was over $200 every time.
Yeah.
So I can understand if it's actually saving them in the long run that way. But the whole idea of making everybody go green by whatever the fuck, no.
And then you can't charge fucking thing because the grid can't handle it.
Right.
Either,
Or you get out where Michael lives and there's nowhere to.
Yeah, like there's no way. There's certain parts of Wyoming. I mean, you're going hours without seeing a person.
You won't even see a house.
They're building them out here though, but I mean, we're in the city. Like they're going to be in the city. I think it's fine for the city. I think it's probably smart for metropolitan areas, like to cut down on pollution, that makes sense. But the rest of the country, I mean, not everyone lives in a city. You know, it's not needed like in, you know, where Dan lives and, you know, where I live.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but just driving across Wyoming, we saw that where you won't see anything for miles and miles and miles.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and there's a lot of like even Utah's like that 80, 100-mile stretches, no gas stations. Like, but you can fill up on gas. You can go 400 miles.
Yeah.
Cars are like 200 to 300 miles on a battery. I mean, they're probably more now, but when they first came out, I think they're like 200 to 300 miles.
What's going on, William? Thanks for stopping in, man.
Hey, William. Candy dandy liquor.
It's quicker.
That is true.
Yeah, Big Stu, 100%.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a.
I mean, they couldn't even run. They couldn't. What was it last year? They couldn't have their air conditioners below 80 degrees too.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
When my electric company came out here, I had to replace my water heater, and I upgraded it from whatever gallon it was to an 85 gallon. And my electric company came out here and they said it was mandatory that they install this device on it, that if power shortage happens, they can turn it off without me ever even knowing.
Huh.
I know that a lot of the times you hear about how your utility companies suggest that, like during the really hot days or whatnot, you don't run your AC at such and such a time or at such and such degree to avoid overloading the grid. But to actually install a device to where they can go, you know what? We're going to turn it off for a while.
Yeah. Huh.
I grew up in a small town where every summer, on the weekends when everybody would be home and be running their air conditioning, basically full blast,
Oh yeah.
The whole power in town would go out. So every weekend you could gauge you would be without power for 3-4 hours.
Even with the world's most active volcano geothermal.
Wow.
That's because there's too many fucking people. Period. Have you ever seen the mines that they use for the lithium batteries? I have not. No.
Heard about them, never seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the southern states, there's like this one section, I think it's from like Tennessee to like a portion of Texas. There's natural lithium in the groundwater, and people are generally more happy in that area.
Interesting.
See, this is some bullshit here, Chris.
Oh.
I would not fall for that crap. I actually just had a kid show up from the internet company. He was out marking because we're all getting fiber optic brought out here because I am tired of having shit internet. I am tired of getting 15 megs, and that's all I'm offered.
Yeah.
And apparently some law was made where all rural areas, the internet providers are being forced to provide at least fiber optic. And I know it came down right around the COVID thing because everybody was home. Well, certain, like some people's houses, they didn't even have internet that could barely handle their phone being on it.
All right.
So it was made that it was mandatory. So now they're digging our lines for us. They say we're supposed to have it by December. So I'm looking forward to that, because then I can maybe actually be on here and my wife can watch TV at the same time.
Mhm.
Is Starlink available where you live?
Is that a satellite?
Yeah, that's Elon Musk satellite. Like he made it for just rural areas. But I know they're in the south. I don't know if he released any for the northern area states.
Not that I know of, but I don't trust the whole satellite internet anyway, because
Right.
during the winter especially, I'd never have internet ever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because all it takes is one random fucking cloud.
Right. Yeah.
How you doing, Corey? Good to see you, sir. Fuck you, Corey.
That's okay. He was calling us the Bloods earlier.
Mhm. 4 mega seed.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's like when internet first started DSL. I guess I don't have it too terribly bad. But maybe that's all. I know that my internet company provides lower than 15 megs, but I pay $100 a month for 15 megs. When I paid like $40 in the city for 60 megs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think I'm kind of getting the raw end of the deal. How'd the craft show go? I hope it was a good one. I hope you made some money. Was that the one that you and Sean and was there someone else going? Corey?
Wasn't yeah, there was someone else, I think.
I want to say it was Nate from Johnny
Michigan.
Ray.
Yeah, Johnny Ray. I think that's who it was. Yeah.
That's the double-edged sword there, Shade. You got to be in the city for it. But you get great internet, of course.
I'm trying to figure out like what mine is. I'm trying to look it up. I don't even know.
I just tested mine. We got a 353.
Fuck you, Scott.
But I do live in the city, so
Oh, okay. I got you now. Yeah, and on top of that, I am a gamer, so I basically can be the only one in the house
yeah.
with everything else turned off in order to play.
Yeah.
Mm.
We'll be staying in an Airbnb all together, huh? You gonna do some wife swapping?
Oh boy.
Get a little booze, you bet you have a lot of fun. I know that Corey's got to have some sort of wild side on him. Has to. He has to. I've heard him say the word fuck before, so I know he's capable of that.
Mm.
Some of his commercials lately have been a little on the wild side.
Well, he's been doing that side thing,
Yeah.
the high ticket marketing stuff that he's been doing. He's dipping his toe in on that. Is that a dog?
It sounds like a dog.
That's Clementine downstairs. I don't know what the fuck she's barking at.
She's never barked during our show.
No. She's probably wondering where Jason is.
She was acting up last night, was pissing me off, working late at night in the middle of the fucking night. And, you know, I don't care because I'm awake, but I'm worried about my wife getting sleep, you know, and she's just barking and barking.
She's protecting the little ones.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. We had a storm last night. She barks at the fucking thunder and shit. Bring on the puppies, Tara says.
More puppies. She's horny.
I bet you got a ghost.
Me?
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I say about our cat. Our cat will sit on his back, pause, and then its head will literally go in almost a complete circle. I'm like
staring at nothing.
He's looking at ghosts.
This could be taken a few different ways, Shade. Before you married her, she was into chicks. I mean, I'm sure it was a great time. But this last statement, I married her because they gave me 6 months to live, that sounds like if that would have never happened, you would have never got married. You're just missing the only between I and married. Yeah, high ticket marketing. Yeah. How's that coming along? Are you doing good in it yet? I know it takes some time to, like, you can't just start doing it one day and just be making hand over fist. I've seen a lot of what he does, like on YouTube, where it's start doing this and you can be making money, and a lot of these little side hustles about you can go to these websites and you can take this survey or watch this video. I know I saw one where if you watch a YouTube video for so long, they give you like this amount of points or something, and then you can take those points and go on like Facebook or something like that, and people will pay you money for that in exchange for like likes or shares of their Facebook. My only thought is, why the fuck are people paying for likes on Facebook?
Yeah.
Like I care.
You know?
Right.
How many likes I've got.
Yeah.
But it's the same concept of like buying subs on YouTube. Or I just the other day I got a fucking message from some random account that claimed to be a promoter for YouTube, and for such and such amount of money they would grow my account for however long or whatever, get me more views, get me more subs, and you're such a fucking scam. I know.
Well, I know we don't buy them because we're still at 248.
Yeah, that's like the dumbest concept in my head of paying for that.
Right.
Oh, there's people who will.
Oh, I know there are. I know there are.
We've asked Tyson if he did it.
Oh yeah, he got a lot of shit for that. He got a lot of shit for that. Him and I had a conversation about that, and it was just,
Well,
I didn't pay for any, I promise.
how do you jump up like that?
Yeah, but his little videos, they have millions of views.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he hit right in that sweet spot where YouTube was making that push for the shorts because they wanted to compete with TikTok.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And yeah, he hit right in that sweet spot where his shit got shown to millions of people.
Well, I was amazed. We had one video where Jason did a dad joke, and we got like 600 views, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, when you have a video that does way better than the majority of the rest of your stuff, it's one of those like what did I do different so I can replicate it?
Yeah. You can never make sense out of all those algorithms and.
Well, see, Ellie, I mean that we all know that. I mean, porn is a thing. You know? When I hear stories about women being able to sell their bath water or their fucking farts in a jar.
They're farts. Yeah. And she retired already.
I mean, for fuck's sake.
She only did it for a couple months and retired.
And women say they're oppressed. I tell you what, if I had a pair of titties and I was semi good looking, I would be rich. I would be wiping my ass with $100 bills live on stream. If only. Men can't do that. Stupid.
No.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
But I mean, I could see where it ekes out somewhere. I know people buy subs on YouTube because the more you have, the more likely you are to get monetized.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What are you laughing at, Scott? What have I
look
missed?
at the last comment.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll catfish people with pictures of somebody that I find on Google.
Right. Right.
And that's what I'll do.
Oh.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh, Jason.
Yeah, I got to do that at night sometimes too. One of them will decide to start whining, so I pick them up and lay down on the couch and put them right on my chest. And of course, the other night though, that little bitch, it was the girl. She was whining, so I put her up on my chest. I fell asleep. Next thing I know, she was clear up on my shoulder. I woke up. So I went to pick her up. As soon as I picked her up, she fucking pissed all over me. I'm like, God damn it.
Should have left her alone.
Well,
Yep.
you scared her.
Yep.
I know my brother, he got like a white lab, and he got her as a puppy, and he's told me multiple times where he'll be messing with her. And at one point, he like picked her up by her back legs, and he was just kind of wrestling around with her, and she literally pissed in his face. She got so excited. What's going on, Tim? How you doing, sir?
Hey.
Yeah. saying sore back next day too, because laying there for as long with the puppy. Because it's one of those things where when you're laying with them, if they're comfortable, you don't want to move, no matter how uncomfortable you are.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know any of those people.
I don't know anybody like that either, and I'm definitely not one of them either.
No.
But yeah, like it happens. Like this girl that sold her farts, she was making like 70 grand a week. Like literally, like who is buying that? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like a lot of people are to make that much. I
to
mean,
make that much.
I
but
could see
I don't know any people that would
guys who are buying some stuff, but why that?
Well, because she was
And what do they what do they do when they get it back? Do they open it and smell it? Now it's fucking gone. You know.
Money well spent there.
Yeah.
Or you just leave the jar sit on a shelf.
you got to hold a jar above it when you open
Yeah,
it.
you got to make sure you catch it. Or the bathwater thing. The bathwater thing. Do they drink it, or is it just to have?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, women have been selling their underwear, their used underwear, for many years, and I can understand why guys would like those.
Honey, nobody's gonna buy mine.
There's this guy on Instagram. He wears this black mask. He wears black like latex gloves, and he has like these products that he buys from the dark web. Have you guys ever seen that?
No.
And he uses like this computerized voice. I bought this from the dark web. And like it'll be like a product like Gatorade or something like that. And every video he lights up a spoon to open the package, like he was going to do heroin or something like that. But he'll open it and then he'll get this bottle of Gatorade that has something else in it, and it's hilarious. Like the comments he makes on it. I gotta find it. I'll send it to you guys. I can't remember the name of the guy that does it, but it just made me think of that. Like this guy buying stuff off the dark web. Yeah.
Oh,
Like you can catch one of those bubbles.
Yeah.
Do you lock it in the jar? The bubble's just there forever.
They pay top dollar to pop that bubble.
Man, I know people have some fucking kinks, but I don't understand. I really don't. I won't even pay for, OnlyFans is such a huge fucking hit,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even pay for that. I'm not going to pay
Right.
to see a woman naked.
Right.
Nope.
I don't care how hot she is. I don't care what she's willing to do.
But I think the people pay for that interaction.
And, that's usually what I think is because, why pay for porn anymore? Especially when there's just Pornhub's free.
Right. Right.
But the OnlyFans, I know it's always advertised that, I answer messages over there. I talk to my followers over there.
Mm-hmm.
So people are paying for an internet friendship that they get to see her naked.
Right. Yeah.
I I don't understand it. I don't. I am not going to support somebody that is not playing with my dick. That's simple.
Just close your eyes.
What, and sit on my hand too? Make sure I get the
Use your left
phantom.
hand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Lonely people, I guess. Lonely. I don't know. Like, I couldn't. Like, it's a waste of money to me. Like, I couldn't see doing it. Like, right?
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is too. It's the money. I am not getting anything out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not even technically. They say it's supposed to be personable. You know, it's not personable because there's 2,000 other dudes paying for the same damn thing.
Right.
She's saying the same exact shit to him. To
Right.
them.
Yeah. Well, then you're like outbidding the other people because, like, I
Yeah.
think you can send them money like during those lives and like I don't know.
Yeah, it's and they
So
bitch.
they do lives on OnlyFans.
Nope.
I think that's what that is. Like,
Yeah.
that's like the
I know they do lives on
main
them.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's how
Yeah.
they make their money.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can get donations during.
Yeah, like, tell me where you want me to put this dildo. Who the highest bidder? I'll put it there.
Yep. and I know there's a lot of them. Like, I have a friend that I met when I went to college, and she has an OnlyFans. And I was actually talking to her about it one day, and she says, I don't do anything other than, she's like, people pay to watch me sit in a
Right.
chair and read a book topless.
Yeah.
If I could get paid to sit with my junk hanging out and play a video game and people watch me do that, I'd never work again. Ever.
I think I saw this. I read this article about this one guy who has OnlyFans, and somehow the people that are watched. So he films when he sleeps, but I guess like the viewer can control sounds in his room somehow, and it's like really loud.
Okay.
So like all these different sounds going off, and he has to try to sleep through it, and he makes a lot of money. It's like you get to torture this guy trying to sleep. But then there's other people where you can just watch him sleep. Like, you can just watch him sleep.
And people pay for that.
Yeah. And people get paid for that.
Man, fuck, people must be bored out of their minds. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I need to figure out how that shit works. That's true, Stu. Yeah. At least there they actually touch you.
And they got great food.
Yeah, all you can eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
I think the last time I went to a nudie bar, when you got in the door, you know, it's always singles. You know, you give the dancer a single.
Mm-hmm.
We went in there, and you give them 20. I mean, you give them like $20 to get some change. They gave you fucking $2 bills. Remember the old $2 bills?
my dad collected those.
Yeah. They gave you, you know, 10 $2 bills instead of 21s. What the fuck is this, you know? Yep. I was like, fucking inflation.
Fucking inflation.
I wonder if they even take cash nowadays. They probably have like a QR
Card?
code.
Yeah, a QR
Right, like
code
your
on
QR
Your
code,
your Venmo.
You can Venmo them.
that, or they got the bar strips for swiping a card
Yeah.
between their
Yeah.
ass cheeks.
Yeah.
They'll figure that out one day. Oh. Well, boys, we're at about that time.
Yeah. It's been great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this conversation. Oh, do you guys have anything coming up or anything you would like to say to the people?
Just tune in to our show on Thursday nights at 9 Eastern. On
Bearded
Every
Respect.
Thursday.
on our YouTube or our Rumble or
Twitch.
Facebook. Facebook hasn't been working lately. But
Yeah. Twitch.
yeah.
Yep. Go check these guys out. The Bearded Respect every Thursday. An hour before the commission, actually. They hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have some pretty cool guests. I know you guys had that guy with the record mustache.
The mustache.
Yeah, Paul. Paul
That
was
was cool.
really cool. Really
He
cool
was.
guy.
He had a really interesting career too. He
Yeah.
was talking about that with the aircraft and things like that.
Yeah.
They have some interesting guests, and they're not always beard related either.
Right.
So
No.
go check these guys out. Go sub to their channel. And me, I have a teaser that's going to be coming out in the next day or two regarding my reviews. I haven't done a review in over a year.
Hmm.
So I went about it a little different this time around. So I have a bit of a teaser that's going to be coming out. Other than that, until the next episode of The Longhouse, thank you all for hopping in and hanging out with us. We'll
Yeah.
see you next time.
See you guys.
Thanks, everyone.